All right. Wow, I'm more nervous than I thought I was going to be, so I'm going to have to visualize all of you naked. My name is Steven. I'm addicted to alcohol. I first came to this program when I was real young because I used drugs and alcohol for a long time. I was actually, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. I can't remember the first time that I took a drink. I lived in the housing projects over off of Palos Verdes Drive North and Western. My mom was a drug addict, and there were drugs and alcohol everywhere. So it was around me all the time. It was like a normal thing. I grew up with it, and I thought it was a normal thing. So that's what my life consisted of, being around drug addicts. And I thought it was normal and the normal thing to do. And then I found cocaine at age 14. And it totally had a real bad impact on my life. I started doing things I never thought I would do. I ended up places I thought I'd never end up. And I did that from the age of 14. And I finally went to jail at the age of 18 for the first time, and I didn't like that place. A friend of mine had gotten sober about a year before, and he used to check on me all the time. He would come by where I would hang out, and he'd ask me how I was doing, and he would say, hey, if you ever need anything, if you ever want to, stop doing this, give me a call. And so it was then I gave my friend a call, and I was one of the lucky ones because I didn't have to come into these meetings blind, not knowing anybody. I can't imagine how it would be if I didn't know anybody and I had to come into these meetings. He was already my friend, and he had a group of friends, so it was a lot easier for me to come in and be introduced to people, and he made me feel welcome. And I knew that he was telling me the truth when he told me that Alcoholics Anonymous could change my life, because I got loaded with that guy. And we grew up together. And so I got sober at 18 in 1985. And aside from a 5-day relapse at about 4 years, in this last 13-year run, I've been in the program. The most time I've ever had was 18 years, and that was the last time before I relapsed. So I know what's going on here. I know what to do. And when you relapse after having 18 years, it's real fucking humbling, I don't have a big drunk-a-log. I did a lot of drinking and a lot of drugs. I committed a lot of crimes, and I did a lot of really horrible things. My story is more, I grew up in Alcoholics Anonymous from the age of 18. And it did change my life. I went from a person who was supposed to end up doing the rest of his life in prison or dead at a young age. I ended up being able to buy a $640,000 house. I had $300,000 in the bank. I was married. I quit smoking for 8 months. Life was really, really good. But I had not maintained my program. I'd slacked off on things, and I relapsed. And before I came in here, I was living on a bus bench in Long Beach. And it took me a couple of weeks to get in here. And finally, there was a bed open. And like I said, you know, when you have a lot of time, you have to come into a place like this, it's really humbling. And I humbled myself. I didn't act like I knew everything, you know. My counselor made me do all this work, and I did it without fail, you know what I mean? Because I knew how important it was. I know what's on the other side of this, and it's a really good life. I lived it for a really long time. So I did everything that was asked of me. I humbled myself. I did the work, and I have 90 days today. It's been 21 years. No, I'm sorry, 31 years since I had 90 days. And I can't believe, after being, you know, I've spoke at meetings before, and I can't believe how nervous I am, you know, because this is a real serious deal. When I got here, I was really sick. I was totally dope sick. I didn't sleep for 6 days. A lot of people didn't think I was going to make it. I didn't think I was going to make it. And it took everything not to leave or finagle some dope over here, you know, because I was really sick. And I stuck around, and I got through it, you know. How much time do I have?
You got 5 minutes, man.
Okay. All right. So anyway, a lot about the program. When I came in the first time, I was humble, and my response to anything anybody ever told me to do was okay. You know, get in the van, Steve. Okay. You know, do this, empty ashtrays. Okay. Because I did not want to end up where I was at again. And so I put everything into it. What I can say about the program is, if you do the work and you do what's suggested, your life will change beyond your wildest dreams. Through sobriety, I walked through the death of my mom, and I didn't get drunk. I walked through cancer, and I didn't get drunk. I walked through a lot of deaths of my really good friends, and I didn't get drunk. It was because the people in the program helped me get through it. You know, my mom, before she passed away, she got to see me clean and sober. She got to see me get my life together. She watched me totally ruin my life, you know, at a very young age. It was real shaky. And because I got sober, you know, she was able to pass away seeing me do the right thing. It's funny because when I relapsed, I ended up at this place called the Grace Hotel in Long Beach. And it's infamous for being a drug spot. When we moved to Long Beach when I was 7 years old, we drove by there one day, and my mom said, "Don't ever go there." And I ended up living there for 10 years in this 13-year run. And I had her picture up, you know, and I always, every day I'd say, "I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to get out of here." And it took me 10 years to get out of that place. When I left that place, I walked out the door. The TV was on when I left. I didn't take anything. I took a backpack with some clothes and a blanket because it was cold out. I thought I was getting into Fred Brown right away. It didn't happen, so I had to spend a couple weeks out on that bus bench. I met a lot of really interesting people out there. Some people were good. Some people, you know, were all fucked up. But there were people that came by, and people that were in the program that would come by and check on me. And so it kept me realizing that it's still, you know, it's still there for me, you know. And I was able to stick it out on on that bus bench until I got in here. All I can say, I'm new too, but if you're new, just give it a shot. You know, everything that people say about this thing is true. You know, stick around long enough just to give it a shot and see what happens. They told me when I first came in that stick around, give it a shot. You know, if you don't like what you see, we'll refund your misery, you know? So I know I still got a little bit of time left. I don't know how to use it except to say that I'm grateful for Fred Brown and the people in here. I never thought that I'd be standing up here taking a 90-day chip. You know, I thought I was going to die out there. And I'm here, I have another chance, and I'm going to make the best of it. That's all I really have to say.